So let's start. Ooh. 2 weeks ago, I did my first ultra of the season, the 54-kilometre Kingdom of Northumbria Ultra by Wild Deer. And although I trained for this, things didn't go exactly as I hoped. So on this trail run today, I want to break down how it went, what went wrong, and what I'm going to change for my next ultra next month, with an even bigger goal in mind. So let's get on with this run a bit. I'm out with the dog again, hitting the trails, and we'll catch up in a moment. At almost 60, I don't really have time to get things wrong too often and retry. So let's start with what went well. I think I've had a good solid block of training. I've been really consistent up at the start of the year until the taper. I was hitting a good solid 55 kilometres of running each week, plus another 30 to 40 kilometres of walking. So that went well. I think my pacing early on, say the first 30k, I was quite pleased with that. I was on target where I wanted to be. Looking to stick to a bit of a strategy. That went really well. And I think my mental attitude going into the race, that was really good. This was the start of the season race for me, or the start of the season ultra race for me. So I just wanted to see where I was at and how far I was along my training journey. So all them things went spot on, I think. So where things didn't go as well is probably my shoe choice first. As I said in the race video, which I'll link below, my choice of shoes. Although I've got these shoes on today, and I love these shoes for shorter trail runs. They're great, very grippy and everything. They just weren't suitable for me for a 54k run, being a heavier runner. So that was my first mistake, ending up with beat up feet. Next, at the 30-kilometre mark, my hip flexors and upper quad started to tighten up. I just haven't done enough strength work around that area to carry us for the 50k, or 54k in this case. Plus, on the nutrition side, I was doing what I do on my normal long runs, taking nutrition every 5k. Well, obviously, running at an ultra pace, I'm going slower than the pace I run my long runs. So I probably should have took them every 30 minutes rather than every 5k. Because as the race went on, there was bigger gaps between me taking on my nutrition, which wasn't ideal. The dog's enjoying herself on this run. It's not to fall down these steps. This way. Go on then. As I was saying, that's what went wrong, and this is what's showing I wasn't quite ready for this race. Got a white pom-pom come towards us. Hello. First, let's say the Kingdom of Northumbria Ultra for me was a great learning opportunity. And looking forward, I've got another ultra on the 25th of April. So what am I changing in between now and then, or in between my first ultra and my second ultra as part of my build? So let's start. Ooh. Just tripped and fell there. which is not very good when you're talking about doing a training plan, because I can't afford to get injured. So let's start with training approach. I'm going to add more to the endurance focus. Being older, I've got to take plenty of rest, make sure I recover. So to allow us to get more into endurance focus, I want to make sure I get around the 16 kilometre mark for my Tuesday and Thursday runs. I'm going to add a bit of a spin on the push bike on a Wednesday, so that adds aerobic load without putting any stress on my joints and tendons. My long run, where I was capping out at about the 32k mark, I'm going to increase that. So probably up to the 40k mark. So I'm going to be out there, say 4.5 hours, 5 hours for a long run on a weekend. And then more consistently hit a back-to-back run. So like today, I'm out on the trails, hopefully getting 10k in, depends if his ankle recovers from the fall. So that's my run focus training. Also, I'm trying to hit the trails more often. So this run on a Sunday, I'm trying to get 10k in, as I say, and it's all trails, technical trails. So I just get a bit more terrain-specific training in. On top of that, I'm going to change my focus on my strength, where I was doing generic strength in the past. I'm now going to be focusing on runner-specific strength. So that'll be either a weighted session, one leg squats and all that sort of thing, or a body weight, but again, run-specific, lunges, step-ups, step-downs, all that sort of thing, to try and strengthen where I said I had a weakness. So that's the changes I want to make to my training. So the next focus is nutrition. I'm going to switch based on me when I take my nutrition from being on a distance-based timer to being on a time-based timer, which makes sense really. So I'm going to switch from every 5k to every 30 minutes, which will mean my longer training runs, half marathon up to 35k sort of thing, it'll still be around every 5k. But when I go beyond that, it might drop to every 4k because I've slowed it down. And I'm going to continue with a mix of nutrition, solid food, gel, chews, etc. And finally, I'm going to look at my foot care. Here I'm talking about shoe choice. And have a look at a different pair of shoes that might be more suitable for me as a heavier runner doing the long run. I'll link the two videos below of the two reviews of the Mount to Coast, my initial review, and my post-ultra review, so you can see for yourself. I'm going to order, this week I'm going to order a new pair of trainers, do a little bit of research here, but watch this space and I'll let you know what I'm getting. And also, when I finish the race, I had some dry calloused areas on the outside of my big toes. I need to try and see if I can prevent that. So I'm going to probably start running, covering my feet in Vaseline a bit to see if that helps. So I've got about 4 or 5 weeks to the next ultra, which will be the Beyond Newcastle, 55k I think it is. But that's not the big picture. The big picture for me is getting ready for my 100 at 60 challenge, where I'm going to run 100 mile just after I turn 60 in July. So again, yes, I'm looking to improve on this ultra, but it's a stepping stone to the bigger goal. As I say, at the moment, every race is another data point. Every failure or every problem is another learning opportunity. And at this stage of my life, approaching 60, it's not all about training harder anymore. It's about training smarter. If you're an ultra runner, what are the biggest takeaways you've had from an ultra when they've gone wrong? Comment down below and let us know. Are you happy? Come on then. Come on. like most Labradors, she likes the water. So that's my thoughts from past to future. And if you're interested in seeing me progress, not just for my next ultra, but for my 100 miler in July, hit that subscribe button below. It costs you nothing. But until then, remember, get out there and still be in the race. I'll catch you next time. Come on.